to use this one, which is the one that we used before, curve closest point. It's asking for a point and a curve. So let's create a point. So I'm gonna double click. There's a command, construct point. I need to type a lot of it to find it. Construct point. So this creates a point. A point with like its default values are 0, 0, 0. So like 0 on x's, y's, and z's. So it's like this point here, the green one. And from top you can also see this is the point that it creates. Again, if you want to jump or like zoom to one particular object, so for example, if I'm lost in the view or like very far away, choosing one object, and again with the middle wheel, if I select this zoom, so it zooms on the object itself. So now my top view was just redirected to this point. Let me create a copy from this 25 slider, and I will put it into the x coordinates for my point. And now the point has moved to the right. Now, since like we already have our point, we can plug it into this curve closest point. For a curve, we can use the circle. Okay. So now this one is working. It was orange before, but now it's working. What it's creating, actually, it's creating a new point, which is this one. So why? Because it's taking our point, our like the one, our input, the one that we created, and dropping it on the curve and finding the closest like it's exactly like similar to this icon here. So it's finding the closest point on the curve that this point drops. So, or in other words, if I want to think about it differently, if I am this point, I am in this position, and I want to find the closest path to the curve, so I will be here. I will be dropped on this point. Because, yeah, this is the shortest path between me as a point and the curve. If I go this way, this will be further or like longer in distance than this way here. This command here, it only creates the closest point. So it finds the closest point on the curve. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry, too much. Sorry, my
yeah, so the curve closest point is going to be the closest.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I create another slider and plug it into the Y, so now I can change the Y of my point or the X of my point. Now the green one is the one I'm constructing here and the one I'm controlling. This command is dropping that exterior point, dropping it on this circle. So this is how it's working. Let me just go inside the circle. Even you are inside the circle, it will try to find the point on the circle. Let me hide this thing so it doesn't bother us. This command, it's finding a point on the curve on the circle that is the closest point to our chosen constructed point. Sometimes there's this tractor. I was also like explaining this. Let me just very fast. So, yeah, for example, I use that command in this script to find the closest point to the circle. So now I have a point that is inside Rhino, and I have a bunch of circles that are created in Grasshopper. So I kind of like calculate the distance between my point and between each of these circles, and giving the circles different radiuses according to the distance. So the nearer ones will be smaller radius, the further ones will be larger in radius. So this is a tool like using this distance measurement, or like closest point or something. Yeah, so in some applications it's a bit handy, but not very much, not in all of the things. But in our previous work, I just chose it as I don't know, an example to show how if it's not connected, it will be orange. To sum up, I can say the data types in Grasshopper are numbers, text, also like text to view the outputs. We have also the booleans, which are like true and false. So these are the three types. And then we have the geometries. Geometries such as a point, you can construct point from coordinates. You can create some curves, circles, rectangles, even line segments or curves using different points and so. And then the next step after like creating the objects is analyzing the objects, or like modifying them or working with them and taking data or like information using other parameters or like other components, I guess.